Maybe I'll eat you. I'm kidding. Or am I?
I had my qualms going into Migration, as animated movies aimed at kids can sometimes be cloying in their attempts to pander to parents and other adults. Director Benjamin Renner, who also shares credit for the story, avoids this pitfall by opting for a more straightforward sincerity. The lesson of the movie is laid out plainly in the opening scenes, but the characters are charming enough to set aside the feeling of being schooled by the screen. As for signs of out-of-the-box storytelling, Migration doesn't take as many chances as its characters do, but Illumination's latest animated adventure story is breathtaking when it truly takes flight. Considering that the film's premise rests on the concept of adventure versus safety, the narrative does not often stray from the unexpected, but the at times gorgeous visuals and carefully crafted relationship dynamics help the moments of supposed surprise feel earned. When all was said and done, I came away feeling the studio had succeeded in creating their first truly memorable original characters outside the Despicable Me franchise. Migration begins in the safest place possible for a family of mallards, the local pond, which they have not left for as long as they can remember. They are constantly forced to remember that fact thanks to the patriarch of the family, Mac, who regales his children with tales of the terror that lies just outside their comfortable home. His partner Pam, however, longs for adventure and would happily face a myriad of fears if it meant a sneak peek of the world beyond. When the opportunity presents itself to migrate to Jamaica for the winter, Mac decides to brave the skies and prove to Pam that he still has a zest for life. The couple pack up their kids and Uncle Dan, setting off for the trip of a lifetime. Naturally, countless obstacles appear before them, testing each character's resolve. Though Mac is undoubtedly the duck with the largest learning curve, they meet several new friends along the way, most notably a city pigeon named Chump and a Jamaican parrot named Delroy, and their family is all the better for it. Migration's central thesis may be obvious, but it arrives at its conclusion in a heartwarming and creative fashion. The opening sequence breaks from the computer-animated style of the rest of the movie to render Mac's bedtime story to his kids, and the picture he paints shifts every time Pam interrupts to redirect the tale. This trick is sadly not repeated, but it helps set the film apart early on and enforces that the Mallards are the architects of their own story. Humans do not feature heavily in the movie, and the ones that do, such as the lackluster chef, who is out to make the perfect duck à l'orange, are not particularly memorable. But what is memorable is how Migration only shows feet and legs for the most part, highlighting the relative size of the ducks and thus the obvious danger they are in if they are caught by one of those enormous people. My favorite characteristic of the film's humans was their lack of dialogue. Speech is reserved for animals alone. The biggest drawback of Migration is that it doesn't play to its strengths as often as it should. There are high points throughout the film, both on a visual and thematic level, such as the family playing in the clouds or dancing their way through a crowd of people to escape an imminent threat. Yet at the same time, there are lulls where the same gag is repeated thrice to make sure the audience has finished laughing before moving forward with the story.
Maybe I'll eat you. I'm kidding. Or am I?
That's not to say that the movie lags at any point, but it doesn't reach the heights that both its creative team and cast are capable of. It does land in an exciting place nevertheless, which offers enjoyment for children and adults alike. Many family-centric scenes contain thoughtful lessons for young viewers to absorb, but they never forego the entertainment factor. The final act is triumphant for the whole family, and it's hard not to dance along in your theater seat with the ducks that Renner and White have created with such care.